What is up, everyone? I am TST's TheMudMan, and this is part 4 of looking at all the new cards in Mortal Judgment. I've done this intro 4 times already, and I'm not even halfway done yet. We've looked at Deception, got hyped. Looked at Death, got hyped. Looked at Light. Light's good, but it's pretty much the same thing. But what about War? Let's hop right in. We got the first card, 1 mana, 2/1 Viking. Valka's Favored. Tempt Fate. Just like I've said in all of these other review videos, we're going to need to find out all the effects of Tempt Fate. If one of them is, like, protected or blitz or something. If this is protected, if this can be protected sometimes, it's really good. If it can get blitz sometimes, it's really good. That being said, if Tempt Fate is bad or, like, even neutral, like, 50% of the time, then there's no way this card's good enough. On to the next one. Lycaos Pustulant. 1 mana, 2/2 Olympian, Empower 2, get +1/+1. This card is here to tell you what Empower does. This card's horrible. 1 mana, 2/2, not good enough to see play. 3 mana, 3/3, also not good enough to see play. So, Lupine Fanatic. 1 mana, 1/2 Olympian, Afterlife, deal 1 damage to each creature. So this is good for, you know, killing your opponent's little stuff, but also they're going to be showing us some, like, deal damage to your own stuff archetypes and heal your own stuff archetypes for positives, so Lupine Fanatic could be good. Afterlife is slow, so, like, if it was a roar effect, it might be better. Only time will tell. The next card, Savage Strike. 1 mana spell, deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. Empower 2, also deal 1 damage to each creature. So it's, like, very similar to... It's like if Tracking Bolt and Illuminate had a baby, and it was somehow a war baby. This seems pretty decent, especially if, like, dealing damage to your own stuff is going to be positive. This Savage Strike seems pretty good. Probably pushes out, like, Auric Rush or whatever that card's called. This seems super decent. Next card is Wolf Cult Vanguard. 2 mana, 3/1 Olympian with Blitz and Empower 2. Empower 2, give Twin Strike and +2 health to this creature. So it can be a 4 mana, 3/3 with Blitz and Twin Strike. That sounds relatively strong. In, like, our current meta, where there's a lot of 3/3s, the Twin Strike seems irrelevant. But, like, we saw the Light cards, there's a lot of 1/1s floating around in Light. We saw the Death cards with all those Nubians that have, like, 2 attack a lot. So, you know, if the meta shifts towards the archetypes they're pushing, then this thing's Twin Strike should be able to function a lot. And, killing 2 creatures for 1 creature sounds pretty good. Next thing. Raider Captain. 5 mana, 5/5 with Roar. Randomly give +1/+1 to a friendly creature. So, if you want to be optimistic, it is a 5 mana, 6/6, which is pretty good. The card seems decent, but generally I'm not looking to put decent cards in my deck. I'm looking to put, like, great cards in my deck, so I'm not 100% sold on this guy. I think the Veteran from, like, the Core Set Refresh is probably just generally better than this Captain guy, but only time will tell. The next card, Hero in Training. You don't need to take him seriously, he's just in training. This is a 2 mana, 1/3 Viking Roar. Give your relic +1 strength. Super meh. You know, it's like a Warmonger Smith, but worse in every single way. Except he's a Viking. Next card, Fox's Venture. A 1 mana spell, give Tempt Fate to a creature in your hand, or Empower 2, also give it +3/+1. So an interesting hand buff, you know, just like, you know, going into broken record mode. We don't know what Tempt Fate does exactly. We gotta know what Tempt Fate does. On to the next card, Mountain Watcher. 3 mana, 4/3 Olympian with Empower 3. Give +3/+2 to this creature. So it's a 3 mana, 4/3, which is not horrible. However, usually you want your 3 mana creatures to be 3/4s, not 4/3s. And if you have 6 mana, it is a 7/5, which doesn't sound very good. I don't think Mountain Watcher sees play. Lycaos? Can't wait for someone to tell me how to pronounce this properly. Lycaos Adherent. A 3 mana, 3/4. That's the stat line we like for 3 mana. Empower 1. Give +1 strength to each of your creatures and deal 1 damage to them. This card seems pretty good. You know, worst case scenario, he's a Hunt Warden with potentially a relevant tribal tag. And although we haven't gotten to any cards that say, like, do something positive if you hurt your own creatures, I'm confident we're going to see one soon, so this card might be good. Next one is Cunning Challenger, a 6-mana, 6/7 Viking with Empower 1, Tempt Fate. Similar to this guy, who I think his main purpose in life is to tell you what Empower does, I think this guy feels the exact same thing. This guy, he tests the water for how good is Tempt Fate. Pretty boring. Neat card art. It's got like a Firefox behind him. White Fur Guard. The next thing. 6-mana, 7/6 Olympian with Empower 3. Give +7/+7. So it can be a 9-mana 14/13 with no protection. Sounds horrible. This card is a joke. Single Combat. A 2-mana spell. Target a friendly and enemy creature. Your creature performs an extra attack on the enemy creature. Let's see, Empower 2, the friendly creature gets +2/+2 before the attack. Pretty interesting. Bonus attacks are cool. You get to kill something. Is this effect worth, like, only having, like, 29 cards in your deck to perform? I'm not sure. This is interesting. If War didn't have access to so many relics and so many blitz creatures, I would say, like if this was, like, a light card, I'd be saying, oh, this is great, but War already can deal with boards pretty effectively for 2 mana, so this doesn't really, get me going too hard. Next thing, Skulkin Valkyrie, 2 mana, 1/3 Viking. When this creature takes damage, a random friendly creature gets +1 strength. Our first take damage, do something positive card. Hooray! So if you have healing effects, you can get more than 3 strength off of it. But if you don't have healing effects, it buffs something up at most +3 power. It doesn't sound super strong, but that's the first card we've seen with the benefit for hurting your own stuff, so I'm stoked on it. Next up, Fate-Led Menace, a 2-mana 2/2 with no tribe, Tempt Fate. When this creature survives damage, give it +1 health. So you can damage this as many times as you want, he doesn't even care. That's fun. And then Tempt Fate, does it give things protected? Overhoned Spear, 2-mana 4/1 with Blitz. After you attack with this relic, destroy it. So don't even think about buffing its durability. You can't. This card's implications mostly revolve around, like, Lead the Charge, right? Really cheap 2-mana relic that you can combo with that. So if you wanted to, like, live the dream, you would play this relic, you would play a Whetstone, and then a Lead the Charge for 5 mana, which would make this relic 8 attack, which would make your board 8 power each. So you got that going for you. That's kind of neat. Ironborn Disruptor, a 3-mana creature. After this creature attacks a god, your opponent discards a random creature from their hand with mana cost 3 or less. That sounds super annoying. I hope this never hits me in the face. Hedman's Axe. We saw this card a while ago. I think this was the first Empower card we got spoiled. But this is a 3-mana 3/1 with God Blitz, Empower 4, give +4 strength to this relic. So 7 mana, 7/1, or 3 mana. 3/1 sounds bad. You don't want to play relics that cost 7 mana, because if it gets Iron Toothed or Chironed, then you lose the game on the spot. And if you want to play a 3-mana relic, you play the Blade of Styx. So, Hedman's Axe tells you what Empower does, and that's about it. Valka's Foreguard, 4-mana 3/3 with Blitz and Tempt Fate. So, this card has 1 less stat than Viking Longship, but has Tempt Fate. So, does Tempt Fate give you protected? If so, is good. Flame Touched Paladin, the next card, a 4-mana 4/4 Olympian with an ability so he cannot attack. Target a creature. If it's an enemy creature, attack it. Oh, egg on my face, it can attack. Otherwise, heal it for 3. Interesting. That's cool. So it's a 4/4 that's not affected by frontline or backline. like opposing front lines and back lines. Like, that's good. And if you don't want to attack for some reason, you can heal. This is cool. I don't know if, like, 4 mana 4/4 is obviously not that good. It could be a 4 mana 4/5. But this is versatile. Like, it has an ability, but it can still attack. You can choose an enemy, so it's not just creatures. It can still go face. It's just better at attacking than normal creatures, despite the fact that its ability means it can't technically attack. This is neat. I like this card. Let's see. Reckless Banneret. A 5 mana 4/4 with Roar. Give +2/+1 to each of your other friendly creatures, and power 2, give +3/+0 instead. Interesting. So, unlike Death and Deception and Light, none of these cards have been particularly good at going wide. However, War has always had a pretty easy time at building boards, and this is like a pretty substantial AoE buff. And if you've got 5 things on the board and you don't want to empower, it still buffs your board +10 if you have 5 creatures. Obviously, 5 is the dream, that's the most you can have, but the end of the day, this seems like a big buff, and it seems like the type of buff War wants. And then if by chance you have 7 mana, you can deal even more damage. I imagine you almost never pick the Empower 2. But either way, this seems really good. I'm stoked on that one. Sign of Strife. A 3 mana War Aether. Interesting. 3 mana 1/4. So far it's horrible. When this creature survives damage, give it +1/+1. Okay, so this is the guy that you want to be hurting. This is your Frothing Berserker, so to speak. This could be good. If it's anything like Frothing Berserker from Hearthstone, it's going to be good. Alright, next thing, our first epic card, a 3 mana spell. Let's see, Unrestrained Power. Give +2 strength to your relic, and power 3. Then, double your relic's strength. So that's cool. That's gotta turn on some relic OTKs, right? So with Sleight of the Harvest, you can play that for 4, you can play this for 7, that makes the Scythe 6 attack and then 12 attack, and you have 3 mana left over. So you can play Scythe and 2 Whetstones for 6, that buffs the Scythe from 4 to 12, then this gives it +2, so from 12 to 14, and then doubles it to 28. So for 9 mana and a Scythe of the Harvest, you can deal 28 damage in one burst, or, if you get the Scythe from I Need a Weapon, then it's +1 stronger. So if you do the I Need a Weapon thing, then it's 9 mana, 30 attack weapon, 1 turn. You probably don't OTK your opponents with it, but doubling your relic's strength might be really strong. This card's cool. I'm stoked on this one. This is a tight one. Next thing, Mobilized. We have seen this card already. It was spoiled in the past. It's a 2 mana spell. Reduced by 1 the cost of Empower cards in your hand. Empower 4. Draw 3 cards first. We got a lot of Empower cards in War so far. Reduced by 1. There were some that, like, if you empowered it, it costed 6, and I wrote it off because of that, so that changes it. I'm scrolling up looking for some Empower stuff. This is still probably horrible. If this costs 5, this is still horrible. Cheapening this is good, especially because it's on curve. Mobilize on 2, or mobilize on 1, this on 2. That's pretty interesting. Still bad. This thing becomes 0 mana, sort of, so like that's something. Alright. No more stupid scrolling. When you can reduce lots of mana, cards are usually good. This could be good, I'm not 100% sure. A lot of the Empower cards in the War domain haven't been particularly exciting yet, but this is pushing that keyword pretty hard. Reducing mana is good. But next thing, that's enough time on him. Shield Maiden Scout, a 5 mana 3/5 Olympian with frontline. After this creature takes damage, give +1 strength to Empower cards in your hand. Weird. Buffing hand cards could be slow. This has bad stats. It has frontline, which is helpful for not dying. This is one that we're going to have to wait and see on for sure. But now, the first legendary, and it's extremely exciting. The Gods Unchained. They said it. They broke the 4th wall. It's like Deadpool. 5 mana spell. If you have 100 favor, destroy your opponent's god. A true alternate win condition. Never before seen. Is this the new Exodia? Definitely not. This is the ultimate meme card. LC Hammer fans everywhere go wild. In your quest of getting 100 favor, I imagine you'll go face enough times to just win before it happens. But although this card is most certainly not very good, it's super cool. I'm very glad it exists. New win con, very cool. Alright, next thing. Commander Pyros. 3 mana, 3/3 Olympian. When a friendly creature survives damage, give it +1/+1. This is your other payoff card. Similar to this dude who wants you to hurt your creatures. The only downside is this is legendary, so you can't run 2 copies in your deck, which means you're not going to be very consistently getting your card that synergizes with hurting your things. And usually you don't like hurting your things, so if you can't consistently capitalize on it, you might not want to hurt your things. 3 mana 3/3s aren't very good on their own. That's very low tempo. I'm not stoked on Commander Pyros just yet. Although he's interesting, I'm not sold. Next card, the last legendary, Garon the Red, a 4 mana 3/4 Viking. At the end of your turn, reduced by 1 the cost of each Empower card in your hand. Oh, so this is like a better. It's not better than Mobilize, but it is more. At the end of your turn, so you get 1 guaranteed. It could be more. So this can potentially reduce infinite mana. This card might be really good. The only issue is none of these Empower cards have gotten me too excited. Except for this one. Unrestrained Power is dope. I'm all about... Actually, hold on, yeah. If you can just make this card cheaper, if this can be 1 or 0, it becomes insane. So maybe that's the idea, but it would be a combo revolving around a legendary, which is inconsistent. Yeah, but either way, that's kind of cool. Neat war stuff. New little use of relics. We got this self-damaging archetype being pushed, which I'm not very confident with. I don't like the idea of hurting my own creatures. Usually I let my opponents do that, but only time will tell. This will conclude the looking at the war cards. Tune into the next video where we discuss Magic, and have a great rest of your day. Hey you! Did you know that subscribing to the TST YouTube channel will increase your win rate by 6.9%? So what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. And while you're at it, equip Scythe of the Harvest and attack the like button directly in the face. Bye-bye!